Welcome to Wellness Quarters, where wellness lives. My name is Gayle Nowak. I'm your host, Wellness for All expert leader, and communication and emotional wellness coach. The Wellness Universe is thrilled to bring you this inspiring interview series with our members as part of the Wellness for All program. We bring experiences like this to you because we believe happy, healthy, and healed humans lead to peace globally. Join us here on the second Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and the fourth Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for a 15-minute session filled with insightful interviews and practical wellness tips from top professionals in the wellness universe. Whether you're seeking inspiration or actionable advice to enhance your well-being, Wellness Quarters is your go-to destination for support on your journey to a healthier, happier life. This pay what you can donation-based program is supported by generous viewers like you. If you'd like to donate, you can do that now, after we're done, or anytime in the future using the link that I'll put in the chat. And a special thanks to everyone who has already donated. And if you'd like to reach out to me about the show, I'll also include my contact details in the chat. At the end of the show, you'll see a pop-up to leave a rating and review. We're so grateful for yours as it helps Wellness Quarters reach more people seeking tools and practices to optimize their well-being. Today, we're speaking with Lolita Guarin about moving from chaos to calm. Lolita is a renowned stress management expert, a 4-time Amazon #1 best-selling author, and a captivating speaker committed to helping individuals transform their lives. Through her innovative calm process, she empowers professionals to take control, build resilience, and cultivate a healthier work-life balance, ultimately enhancing their overall well-being. Welcome, Lolita.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. And I would love to start off. I know a little bit about you and your story. I know that you've experienced that transition from burnout to balance in your own life. So can you start us off with sharing a little bit about your personal experience with that and how it inspired you to pursue stress management?
So, for those who were listening and they probably questioning where is my accent from, right? So, I was born in Lithuania and I came to US 25 years ago. And since it's a land of opportunities, I was working very hard overtime. And I mean, who doesn't work hard for their dreams, right? But what happened, because I just was totally ignoring my stress and burnout, and I thought that's just the price I need to pay for achieve my goals. My body says at some point, okay, that's enough, and I had to be rushed to emergency room because you got to the point that it really impacted my body physically, and obviously that's not the moment when you need to start thinking about your stress management. This is like you should have done it a long time ago. And what was surprising to me that I was in my 30s and I'm like, oh, come on, I'm young. I'm supposed to be just go, go, go and push it through it. But no, that's not happened. And that was the moment when I start thinking why the things were happening in my body, why my hormones were off and all of this. And the doctor pretty much said, this is just, I'm very stressful environment. And I think the next layer that really gave me the understanding about stress, how I was managing that and how I was taking in life, because I came from a family, my dad was alcoholic. So I already came from very anxious and stress was like my default. So when I applied more stress into my life, my body says, okay, I cannot do this anymore. And that was a big understanding that this is the time for me to really start paying attention how I deal and really in every moment of my life. And after that, I teach everyone to not wait until we're in the hospital, but start taking care of our own stress now.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing is that our bodies talk to us, right? And we don't have to wait until that moment where we're sick or we're in the hospital. So, what are some of the common signs, whether that's physical symptoms or sensations, that someone might need some stress management strategies?
So everything starts with just being uncomfortable, but as you know, life is uncomfortable, so we just ignore that part. The moment when somebody becomes annoyed or burn out or gets angry, that's mean that the boundaries been crossed so many times that now you cannot contain yourself. So when you see somebody lashing out, that is like the last stage in the burnout. That's mean you cannot even contain yourself. Obviously the heartbeat, the sleepless nights and all of this could be also a good indication, but also that can come from different other changes in your life, in your body, depending on the age, depending what you eat, how many kids you have, and all of that. So we cannot just say, oh, I have a regular heartbeat, that's mean is related to stress. But I think the stress really shows in our behavior. How much patience do we have with ourselves? How much patience we have with others? And this is such a slippery slope that we do not really see when it starts, especially if we grow up in the environment that we think being stressed out is a good thing. And let's just
Mm,
think about it. Our society is telling that you are stressed out is like a wearing a badge of honor. And it
right.
really, I think, is related to childhood trauma is when you grow up in the environment that you're not being loved and appreciated enough for who you are, just being you, you feel like you have to be useful. So that's mean you're going to be doing a lot of things. You will be doing a lot of people pleasing and really running yourself to the ground. And that's why we grow up into adulthood. And when you ask someone, how are you doing? And they say, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I'm so stressed out. What's showing is like, I'm useful. Don't discard me. I'm needed.
Mm.
So it really has to do a lot with the fear of abandonment. And that's why I teach a lot of that. In order for you to understand where you are in your life and how you manage stress, you really need to look into what patterns did you learn and what's your normal, because what's normal to you, not necessarily normal to somebody else.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. So much sense. Uh, yeah. So talk more about the role that our past upbringing plays in those patterns and how we learn to deal with stress and how we can kind of break free from that chaos.
So first, I want to say that my goal is not to say that, oh, we generational trauma is bad and how dare they? How dare they? I think we all learning from our parents learn from our parents. It's just a human experience.
Mhm.
Everybody's doing the best they know how to do, and we all humans that need to belong to the group. So that's mean we will learn everything about life from our authorities when we're growing up, and we learn how to manage stress also from our authorities. And I remember my parents were always very, everything is catastrophizing, like something happened and they're already making big deal out of this. And just, you can start paying attention. How do you react in simple situations? How much empathy do you have for other people? How much empathy do you have to yourself? And do we really need to stress so much? I mean, ask yourself a question. Will that even matter in 5 years? Many times what we stress about, we kind of like create that and we ourselves overreact to that because we don't know any better. We learn that. So if you learn that, this means you can unlearn that. The problem arrives that when you realize that it has to do with the loyalty, because if we want to belong to the group, this means we'll feel guilty of changing our behavior because we want to honor our parents, our grandparents, our traditions in order to belong. So it can be stressful to manage your stress and change your behavior when it has to do with really identifying where is this really coming from and can I change this? And only through the empathy and understanding that in order to change anything in yourself, it's not a bad thing and it shouldn't be shameful. It's when you do your true self-love is when you understand yourself and allow yourself to be you in order to fill yourself up so you can help everybody else around it, even those authorities that maybe even hurt you in the past. So
Right.
as soon we realize what it is, get over the loyalty and embarrassment and have enough courage, then we can start really tackling those anything that has to do with anything in our lives, because that's where we learn it from.
Yeah, yeah. And so you have this process that you use to help others regain control over their stress. I don't like saying it that way, but maybe breaking some of those automatic patterns, the survival patterns. Can you break down that process for us and share how it helps people really manage stress and stressful situations in a healthy way?
So I think a lot of our stress really comes from unknown. If we want to feel in control, meaning we want to survive. So if you don't know what the future will bring, or as I say, we're afraid of the future because we've been hurt by the past, uh, and we don't know how we're going to act, what's going to happen, that would make us stressed out. So I have a process called calm process, and every letter stands for something in the process that you need to do step by step. So in any situation, it could be sitting in traffic or dealing with the family's death or anything really, you can ask yourself, can I even control this? Because if you're in traffic, there's no way you're gonna get out of the car and push your car and beep and push everybody around and move that traffic. Meaning, don't stress over something that you cannot control. What you can control is your own attitude if you cannot control the situation itself. So then A, it stands for accepting or appreciating. There is always a silver lining in everything, right? It's like, okay, I'm standing here in traffic, but maybe there is a bigger meaning to this, and I am late, and then maybe will be another accident, and I'm not getting in there. If you will just zoom out a little bit and you look in the situation, there's always some silver lining. At the worst comes to worst, at least you'll learn about yourself at that moment. Then we'll move uh, to L, and from a column, that's mean limiting what we are doing in the situation that is not helping us. And I know the what they say, the insanity is when you continuously taking the same action but expecting different results. So if you identify in the situation that you continuously doing something that's keep on you stressed and stuck, it's time to change it. And that's where you need to remember that you might be doing the same things because you used to, and you continuously do the same thing because you honoring somebody else, or you think is needed, or somebody told you that you need to do. So this is the really work. That's what the work starts with you. Where is this really coming from, and why am I doing this? And then M is for multiplying what's already working. So for example, in a traffic situation, definitely is not going to work if you're going to start honking and yelling at people, right? That is not going to change anything. So limit that. But they'll multiply as of saying, you know what, that will just give me a good time to call my mother, for example, or my kids and chat on the phone, or listen to that podcast that they want and just kind of chill and relax to be by myself in the car. Meaning, so multiply what you can control and limit what you cannot control. And if you don't know what to do, then you always can ask for help. But in all those processes that we're going here, always ask yourself why I don't want to do this, or how is this really serving me? And this is where we really go into that deep down into those patterns that we already learned that may be keeping you all stressed out in that situation. So obviously this is a very short how we do it, and I have a book coming up this summer about talking about all the details and the questionnaire and everything that you can help yourself. And I have online program that people can sign up for, and I have videos and worksheets. It's a lot of work and it takes courage, but as soon as you get this, then you know exactly what to do next stressful situation. And I found it very useful for me and for my clients. They're just like simple, and we always remember, because that sign, keep calm and carry on. Yes,
Yeah.
the calm.
Exactly. Beautiful. So for those who want to learn more about your work and connect with you, you mentioned your book. What's the best way for them to do so? Do you have some links that you want to share with us?
Yeah, so I already shared the link to my Wellness Universe profile in the chat. And also for those listening in, like, I don't even know, they welcome to go to my website, beamazingyou.com.
Beamazingyou.com. I'm going to type that in. Amazing you, all spelled out?
Yes.
Is that
Yep,
right?
that's exactly what it is.
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Lolita, thank you so much for sharing time, space, and energy with us today. And thanks to everyone joining us live and watching the replay. We'd love to see you for our next show on May 28th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with Jennifer Moore for our conversation on tapping for toxic self-talk. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. Until then, be well, everyone.
Thank you, Gayle.
Thank you, Lolita.